Hello my beautiful friends, Kristina here, and I'm so happy to be back in another video with you today. We're gonna be talking all about my weight today, only because this has been a popular topic of conversation lately. My weight on a raw vegan lifestyle or raw vegan diet, as some people might say. Not only has it been a popular topic in the comments section, but also I've been getting a ton of questions from people who have been asking me what I'm doing differently, how I've toned up, how I've leaned up, how I've shed a few extra pounds, and basically what's changed for me. So today we're gonna be diving straight into that, and it's gonna be really cool and fun. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button because there's only more epicness to come. There's a lot of good information in the links below. If you don't ever check the description in the video, definitely do that. I've just launched a Vegan for the Holidays ebook, which has all of my favorite holiday recipes in it that are raw vegan. You can also check out my FullyRaw app that has more than 300 raw vegan recipes for you. And I wanna let you all know that I'm currently prepping to launch a really amazing 21-day challenge at the beginning of the year. And there's gonna be some awesome stuff in it. So for those of you who want to launch your 2020 feeling amazing, I hope that you'll join me in this challenge. Just know that it's coming, so get ready. This video is gonna have a positive twist on it. Now, I know that there have been a lot of people out there who've said, oh my gosh, she looks like she's deteriorating, she's disgusting, her hair is falling out and her hairline is receding and all of this negative stuff. Well, the truth is that it really doesn't actually matter. All that garbage that you read on the internet is absolutely not true. I feel the best that I've ever felt in my entire journey, and it's because I've taken better practices on the daily to care for myself, and I'm really excited to share with you what those are, because not only do I feel good, but like I just am radiating right now. And that might sound a little weird for you to hear, but I know this because I have really great energy. My sleep patterns are better. Everything in my life just feels improved and really stable. And for me, that's what radiance feels like, is to have more vibrancy. I also just want to say for a second that everybody who's been following me a long time in this raw vegan journey, you've seen me when I was emaciated, when I first started my journey and I was sick and I was recovering from type 2 diabetes and illness. And then you saw me, 4 or 5 years ago when I was really dealing with a lot of emotional trauma and I'd put on some weight, and then everybody thought I was getting fat. And now here we are some time later, I'm really taking care of myself, practicing good daily habits. And all of a sudden people think I'm too thin again and that I'm doing something wrong or that I'm deteriorating. And I just have to say, it just shows you can't ever win, but that we're human. And there's things that we can do on a daily to make ourselves better and things that we can work on. And because we're human, we're not gonna know everything all the time. We're not gonna be perfect all the time. But I always say, if you know better, do better. And as I've become more mature in this process, as I've learned more, I am knowing better and I'm doing better. And so that's what we're gonna be talking about today. Most importantly for me, I feel healthy and I think that I look healthy. And health is what matters most to me. When I started to change things up for myself about 6-7 months ago, maybe even a year ago, I did not have the intention of losing any weight. I simply wanted to improve how I was already feeling. I wanted to take things to the next level. I just wanted to feel better. And that's exactly what happened. So for those of you who are wondering, oh my gosh, well, why did she do this? Is this video about weight loss? No, it was merely just about feeling better and improving habits that I knew needed a little tweaking. And while this might come as a shock to most of you, my diet hasn't changed at all. So we're not even gonna be talking about food pretty much in this video. We're gonna be talking about food a little bit because we always talk about food. But my diet hasn't changed at all. Still a fully raw vegan. However, the things that I have changed, even just like the tiniest of things, have made a huge shift in my life in other areas. And as you can see, those have been reflected physically. Now, some of you might be asking, oh, how much weight did you lose? Because you look like you've lost a lot. I personally don't think I look like I've lost that much weight. Maybe I do to some of you, maybe I don't to others, but what I believe has happened is I've toned and I've leaned. If anything, I've gained muscle mass and my body is just kind of firmed up, which means I haven't lost that much weight, but I look leaner as a result. For those of you who need befores and afters, I mean, I'm not gonna show them here, but if you wanna go scrolling through my Instagram or past old YouTube videos, you can do that. I don't really have much to show you right now other than me just sitting here. I can stand up and just kind of like show you my physique if that even makes a difference. I don't really know what, okay, anyways. And something else that I'd like to add here, especially for those of you who are new to my channel, are I don't consume animal products. I don't eat meat, I don't eat dairy, I don't eat fish. I've been loyal to this lifestyle for over 14 years now. And I know I've said this before, but I'll say it again, this is a lifelong commitment for me. You won't ever see me promote anything else on this channel except for this lifestyle because it's the life I've chosen, it's what makes me happy. It's my choice. I'm not doing it for anybody else other than me. I started my raw vegan journey before Facebook was even around. Think about that for a second. Facebook hadn't even been a thing, right? That was when I was graduating from high school. So I was doing the raw vegan thing before I was even on social media, and I will be doing it long after as well. Just want to put that out there for you guys, just to show you that my love for this lifestyle is authentic and it's true, and I've been living it. I've been living it way longer before I was on social media. So yeah, all of you who've been following me for that long period of time, those of you who've been in my co-op, my whole journey, I just want to say thank you because you know that my passion for this is real. But for those of you who might not know who I am, I just want to say that just to come across as like being pure in that way. And I know there are some people who've gotten me confused with some other influencers out there who've like started eating fish again and other animal products, but just to reaffirm you, that's not me. So going back to my point of this video, my goal has been health, to achieve a greater level of health always. And so let's go ahead and dive into what I've been doing different lately that might also help you in your journey as well. So the first thing that I have done differently and consistently has been hot yoga every single day for more than a year at 8 in the morning. I've been doing hot yoga for maybe 3-4 years now, but I started off by doing it in the evenings because that was the time frame that I was able to do it in. And then I switched to doing it in the mornings so that I could get a better night's sleep. And this was a game changer for me. If you've been following me a while, you know that I used to be a hardcore long distance runner for about 10 years before I started doing yoga. And then when I was in Bali, I tripped and busted open my knee and got stitches, and I had to switch from running to finding something else that I liked. And I fell into hot yoga. It's not just any regular yoga, it's Baptiste, Vinyasa. It's a really intense flow. And there's just something about the sweating. It feels like an early morning detox before you do anything else. And it's refreshing. I'm working muscles and areas of my body that I didn't know existed before, and really working every single part of my body. When I was a runner, I got so used to running that I just stopped seeing results because I was doing exactly the same thing every day and I wasn't working on my muscles, I was just running. For those of you who are runners, you'll understand what I'm talking about right now. But yeah, yoga works all parts of your body. In addition with this, I've been combining my daily sweaty hot yoga with HIIT training 2 to 3 times a week. And I have my boyfriend Cash to thank for this because he's the one who got me into HIIT training. And he usually does it with me and he kicks my butt. But it's basically 20 minutes to an hour of interval training, high intensity with 10-second rests, and you work all areas of your body. It's amazing. It's a really nice contrast to the yoga. So it basically feels like a really intense workout with another really intense workout, but they both have different purposes. So I would say, yeah, the first thing that I've done is completely mix up my workout routine, doing it in the morning and getting really sweaty along the way, focusing on my breath work. The second big change that's taken place in my life is that I have way better sleep patterns in my life now than I've ever had before. I think my horrible sleep patterns started when I was in high school, when I really got sick, and they just kept going all the way through running my co-op. For those of you who actually know me and who spent time with me, you know that I was operating on 3 to 5 hours of sleep for about 11 years. Not kidding, that is not an exaggeration. I did that because I had so much passion, I wasn't tired, there were just so many reasons why I wasn't getting that much sleep, but I thought I felt fine on it, and I didn't realize that I was suffering from adrenal fatigue until I had long gotten out of that pattern of doing it. So I now operate on 7 to 8 hours of sleep, but even just those, couple of hours extra more of sleep each night makes a huge difference in how you feel. I feel rested, I feel energized. It helps to eliminate, inflammation from your body. Just having better sleep patterns makes a huge difference. Not to mention, I was going to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning every single night because I would stay up in the middle of the night to get all my work done. Now I'm in bed before midnight, like 10 p.m. to midnight. I force myself to get in bed and to establish better patterns. And now I'm up at 7 so I can be yoga by 8. So yeah, 10 to 7 is when I focus on that time to really wind down and sleep. Sleep, so important, huge change that's happened in my life. That's a big deal for me. For those of you who know me, this is a huge deal for me. Sleeping. Might be easy for some of you, but for some of us, it comes as a struggle. Just saying. And to clarify, I still feel like I am rebuilding and restoring from some of the adrenal fatigue that I have, but every single day is getting better. And the more sleep that I get, the better I feel, for sure. The third biggest thing that has changed in my life with my health this year has been, since June, I've been intermittent fasting. And this wasn't something that I just decided to do out of the blue. My boyfriend Cash is really big into intermittent fasting, and he invited me to join him and do it with him. So I did. I gave it a try for about a month, and I really love it. I noticed that it helps me sleep better. I have more intense workouts. All around, I just feel really good doing it. So my hours of eating are from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now, granted, I'm not a stickler for these hours. So if I have to eat at 10:30, I'll eat at 10:30, or if I finish eating at 7:30. I allow myself a 30-minute window, but now that I've gotten the hang of it, I usually eat around 11, and I'm done a little bit before 7 anyways. And the amount of food that I'm eating hasn't changed. It's merely just been that I've changed around my hours of eating. So I'll still do my green juice, my smoothies, my salads, everything just in a shorter time frame. I hope that makes sense to you. I am not an expert at intermittent fasting. It's just been something that I've been doing since June, and I've seen great results. My boyfriend's doing it as well, and he's seen great results. So if you're interested in it, definitely just check out more information on it, but it's something that I've been doing and I really like it. The fourth biggest change that's happened in my life this year, and I really want to say the past 2 years, has been that I've really worked hard at eliminating toxic relationships from my life, and I've worked really hard at setting better boundaries for myself, understanding what those are and really protecting my emotional energy. Now, this might not make sense to many people, but I have very, very much learned that your health is not always just about what you eat or how much you exercise. The emotional component plays a huge part. Our emotions, emotional trauma specifically, can absolutely affect your weight, your physical state, your health, everything. I've been hurt a lot in my life. And if you've watched some of my previous videos on boundaries or lessons that I've learned, then you know I've had some really toxic relationships, really horrible past relationships, not just boyfriends, but friendships and people that I consciously allowed in my life and let them stay in my life even though I knew they were harming me. And I did it because I was too afraid to say goodbye. I was too afraid of those consequences, and I almost felt like, what would I do without them? And I had this need to want to give to everybody and love everybody, and that I could sacrifice myself because I wanted to make them happy. But the truth is it wasn't making me happy. It felt like emotional torture for me for a really long period of time. I didn't know what healthy relationships looked like. I didn't know what proper communication was or proper boundaries or anything like that. I legit thought it was okay to let people walk all over me. And I really do have Cash and a lot of really beautiful friends who are in my life now to thank for showing me what that looks like. My circle of friends is way tighter, way smaller. All of my relationships have completely changed. But I will say this, I have a deeper understanding of what unconditional love looks like. And because of this, I have so much more emotional peace in my life. And because of this, I sleep better, I work out better, I'm happier. And without trying, it's changed my physical state because there's less stress on me. There's way less emotional distress as well. A lot less trauma. Healing trauma is a big deal. So yeah, that's my number 4, only because I really think it's important for people to recognize that your emotions can have a huge effect on your physical state. And for those of you who were following me 4 or 5 years ago, like when I was going through a lot of public harassment, even to the time of when I closed my co-op, it was just like trauma after trauma after trauma. I put on a little bit of weight because I was under so much stress, so much pressure. And people criticize me because they're like, oh, she must be doing this, she's overeating, she's getting fat, she's doing this. Even then, I never changed what I ate. I was still eating the same thing that I'm eating now. But all that stress, what did it do? It made me bloat up like a blowfish. Eating at 3 in the morning isn't good for you. Crying all the time puts your body in stress. Being hurt makes you stressed. Your emotional state, emotional trauma greatly affects your physical state. If you're in a place in your life where you feel like you're going through a lot of emotional trauma, I highly recommend working on that part, like finding people who can help guide you through, getting coaching, healing, finding sources that can help you recover from this, learning how to really love yourself. If you need more support, you can always join my inner circle. I'll put the links below, and I'm happy to share with you everything that I've learned along the way as well. That is the most difficult work, I think personally, because changing your diet, changing your food, yeah, you can make a plan, you can do it, but overcoming the emotional trauma that you've been through, now that's the difficult work. So, so this leads me on to my 5th thing that I've done differently, which is I've been putting my self-care and my needs first before anybody else's. And this has probably been one of the toughest ones for me because I am so used to putting everybody else's needs before my own. So in moments or in times where I feel like, oh, I need to be there for that person, I need to be doing this, I need to be here to support them, no, I can't do that today, I have begun putting myself first so that I can better be there for others. You know when you're on an airplane and they say put your air mask on before you put one on the person next to you? They say that because you can better help somebody else if your needs are better taken care of. So like there are certain things that I've set boundaries in to make sure that I get in, like my daily yoga. I get it in every single day. I put a boundary on it. This is a need of mine. This is a self-care need, and make sure I get it in. And I've designated 3 or 4 things for me that I must have in order to make sure that my needs feel met on a daily so that I can give more, give better to others. Number 6, I don't know why I'm laughing while I'm making this video. I think maybe it's just like it feels really good to be sharing these things with you. Number 6 has been, I've been journaling a lot lately. And I've been working on my mental health, which is not something that people make time for as much nowadays. I don't know how many of you out there are creative writers, journalers out there. I used to love writing when I was little. Gosh, I miss making pottery. That's something that I'm gonna work towards having more time for in 2020, but just the process of journaling is like having a private conversation with yourself. And if you just start asking yourself questions, all this stuff comes up. It's almost as if you have all the answers inside of you. You can really work through some really deep emotional stuff just by having a conversation with yourself while journaling. It's really powerful. And if you can't even journal, like just taking time to creatively write. I find that it's so good for your mental health, and it's something that I've had to consciously make time for, like plan out in my schedule. I'm setting apart 30 minutes this week to journal how I feel. yeah, it's made a big difference in my emotional state as well. The last thing that I'm gonna be covering today is my diet, my food choices. And most people probably think right now that I'm operating out of deprivation, I'm not eating enough, I must be eating something differently. And the truth is, my diet hasn't changed at all. Literally, it has not changed at all. Other than my eating hours, I'm gonna give you a visual representation of what I'm eating. Like right now, what I ate today, I had green juice, 64 ounces after my workout, and then I had a huge plate of fruit. If I don't do a plate of fruit, then I'll have a smoothie bowl, bananas, cherries, Sun Warrior protein powder, coconut water, just a typical smoothie bowl. And then dinner is either zucchini noodles, a huge salad, sometimes I'll do a little guacamole in the salad. I mean, it's basically everything that's in my app. I have not strayed away from my fully raw vegan lifestyle, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because when I was focusing on my health to feel better, I already knew that the food component was something that I had mastered. And by mastery, I mean something that you do every single day for a long time. You have the hang of it so much that it comes naturally to you. The concept of mastery is something that I think our society has lost a little bit. And I do feel like my food component is something that I've mastered over the past 14 years of eating this way. What I haven't mastered is all these other things that I'm continuously still working on. And I still work on my food every now and then, right? Like sometimes I want a bit more variety, or I work on new recipes, or I figure new things out. But the core of my belief system around food hasn't changed. So when I decided to work on my health, it just shows you tiny changes in these other areas of my life made a huge shift and a huge difference, not only in how I feel and in my health, but in how I look physically. Like the physical change was merely a byproduct of feeling good and having better health in these other areas. So that's the point of this whole video, and I hope that it's well received here, because I am not a promoter of deprivation. I'm not a promoter of diets. I'm not a promoter of starving yourself or eating animal products. I believe in eating fruits and vegetables. I believe in the power of fruits and vegetables. I believe in this lifestyle, and it's important to understand that health is a wheel of components of all of these things, not just food. And it's important for us to remember that there's so many different aspects of health for us to work on. So use this video as a reminder for you to reflect on the things that you can improve. And the things that I'm improving on in myself might not be the areas that you need to improve on. There might be some other things that you need to work on to improve your health. And I welcome you to challenge yourself to be able to do that. I am a work in progress, just as you are a work in progress. We are a work in progress because we are human and we are forever evolving. And it's good to evolve, it's good to improve, and that's where the compassion comes in. Just to always be able to support each other and unconditionally love one another. And I love you. Thank you for being here. I just want to remind you of that. I hope this video was well received. If you have liked it, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, because there's only more epicness to come. Check out the links in the description below, whether you want to download my holiday ebook or get my app, or even just get ready for the January challenge. I don't want to spoil surprises, but it's just going to be so good. So please stay tuned for more. And yeah, for those of you who want to follow my Instagram, I post daily there, so you guys can have more of a conversation with me there if you'd like to. So sending you all my hugs and my love. I can't wait to see you all in the next video, and I'll talk to you soon.